Jennifer here from Belladonna's Botanicals, and I'm back this week with a new video for you on, excuse me. These are some messages that came in from Lucifer, and let me grab them because I'm catching up on videos this week. So, just to kind of give you a little backstory here, and I thought some of this is personal to me, but I also thought about sharing it because the messages would be applicable to others as well. So, one of the things I've been working on is that I really struggle because of PTSD and some stuff, with being vulnerable with people. Because to me, being vulnerable is like handing someone a loaded pew pew and extra bullets and being like, hey man, don't miss this time. So it's something I struggle with, and I have been working on it. In part of my, spiritual practices and part of my, standard therapy stuff as well that I do. So, it was one of those interesting moments where I kind of realized why I was doing something. I thought it was funny. So I thought I would share it. And what's funny about it is it started with being posted, that feeling when Lucifer makes you watch the TV show Lucifer because you've been struggling with being vulnerable, and then you have a massive breakthrough on how to heal trust issues, and that vulnerabilities are strengths and not weaknesses. So sometimes when I talk about messages from the spirit world, it's not this big booming voice or the candles flickering and the lights going off, or a manifestation of a big smoke dragon in your living room. Sometimes it's subtle stuff like this. I don't know why I was watching, because I had been on my millionth rewatch of Grey's Anatomy, because that's my own personal form of divination. But apparently I had to shift my focus to Lucifer for a hot minute. So anywho, there's actually a few things on here. And these are all things that I've been trying to work on. So I printed it all out because a couple pages. So I hope, take what you like, leave the rest if any of this applies to you. Yeah, so Lucifer on being vulnerable. If you stand in your power, you will see that your vulnerabilities are part of your strength and resilience. If you accept your vulnerabilities as strengths, your power grows. You no longer need others to accept them, because what matters is that you accept them without fear or trepidation. You are afraid of being seen as yourself, that those vulnerabilities make you weak, broken, fallen, imperfect, a monster in your own eyes that never sees their own beauty, inner and outer. You are not the monster they made you. You battled and survived so many monsters, but the monster you fear most is the monster that you think they made you. You never were a monster in the first place. It's time to heal and let that go. Vulnerabilities are not weaknesses. If you fall into vulnerability with others, accept that if you stumble, you can still fall without sustaining damage. It's their failing, not yours. You will walk away stronger and more resilient. They walk away knowing that they failed you and themselves. It's not your reality, it's theirs. Don't let their failings become your own. You will never have to rise again, because you have to trust that even if you have fallen before, you will not fall again. A trust fall is knowing that you do not have to actually risk falling nor worry about anyone else catching you, because you can always catch yourself if you trust yourself to not get hurt, and that the monster will not return. You've learned to love yourself first and foremost. Now you must trust yourself first and foremost. Be vulnerable, be loved, be not afraid. Be every dream made manifest. In darkness and light, you are the all. So the next message I have from Lucifer, this is also something I've been working on, because boy howdy, can I be judgmental sometimes, and it really irritates me when other people are judgmental towards me, which plays a little bit into the vulnerability and trust issues that I have. So this is Lucifer on being non-judgmental. Judgments denote a lack of understanding. You react because you want to be understood. Again, it's not your failing, it's theirs. Judgment is two mirrors facing each other, reflecting the desire to be understood against judgments that lack a desire of understanding. When you try to understand something that you don't, you ask questions, you seek knowledge and answers. But when you are not understood, you try to explain, to give knowledge, answers, and reasoning. If they refuse to listen or understand, know that you have done your best. It's on them to accept you. If they don't, walk away. But never let it cause your self-acceptance to falter. Knowing thyself is to understand and accept thyself beyond the judgment and criticism of others. When you are judgmental, why do you do it? Because you feel judged by something they said or did, even if it's not about you specifically or personal. Again, that's on them. Mostly, but it's on you to walk away or to choose not to engage further. Protect yourself and your energy. You know you fight for others the way that you wished others had fought for you. That was in the past. You are older and wiser now. Will you allow that energy into your life again? Will you allow yourself to be treated less than again? Will you pull yourself up? What part? Will you put up with people who are judging you? Will you fight or will you walk away? It's very likely that fighting will change nothing. So next up, we have the topics of Lucifer on embracing your darkness, shadows, and self-forgiveness. So this is all kind of relating into each other on things that I've been working on. I think these messages are very powerful. That's why I'm sharing them, even though they're very personal to me. So Lucifer on embracing your darkness, shadows, and self-forgiveness. In order to love yourself, you have to embrace your darkness. If you hate your darkness, you will end up hating yourself. If others see darkness as a blight, they have not evolved enough yet and are blinded by their own light that prevents them from seeing full spectrum beauty. Too many think they are full of light, but are drowning in darkness that they were convinced was ugly. You've always known that your darkness is beautiful, and while others have tried to steal it or stamp it out, you need to forgive yourself for those that made it ugly. That is their shadow to unpack, not yours. They were told their darkness was ugly, so they see all darkness as ugly. You survived. Forgive yourself, as their transgressions can only still have power over you if you believe they were right. And you don't believe that. You never have to forgive anyone but yourself unless you feel compelled to, and it benefits your healing journey. The darker the darkness, the brighter the light. Accept your darkness, but do not fear it or try to escape it. It's the most beautiful part of you. You are not responsible for healing anyone other than yourself. The past is prologue and cannot be changed. You are not responsible for that which has transpired before you were born. To think so is like blaming yourself for abusive family members and assuming that you too are an abuser because it's your inescapable legacy. And worse, that you deserved it. It may be in your bloodline and familial history, but it ends there because you have free will. Your will is to just be. You take on far too much of other people's energy and human bullshit. Why? Why does any of that matter to you or impact you? It's not yours, it's theirs. Stop carrying other people's baggage too. You think everything is stupid because it is. Humans are deeply flawed. Those treated you that way did not understand you nor accept making you and your interest stupid, in their words. What's the common thing here? Do you think you're stupid? Are your interests dumb? Stop carrying other people's shadows. You only need to heal your own. Lucifer teaches us to find our inner beauty and light, that even our darkness is part of that light. Vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. Being non-judgmental takes practice and perseverance and must begin with dismantling overly self-critical judgments. Love yourself, forgive yourself, learn yourself in order to know yourself fully. So, and the last part, this is me just asking Lucifer a question. How will this end? And this is more big picture, not me specifically, but the world at large, maybe. So Some are just no longer compatible with this world as it evolves towards a new aeon. They are in the death throes, whether they know it or not, holding on, grasping for anything, but they know. Poisoned and toxic souls rotting from inside to out. They live on fear. They feed on fear. They create fear in order to feel power, but they have no actual power, and that scares them. Hope saves us. Do not give that up at any cost. It won't be pretty at times. Life will out. Faith manages on the darkness of nights when all seems lost. You have the love, hope, and light to find your way through the darkness and to save what matters most. You have crossed the abyss. You have survived numerous ego death states. You have had years spent in the dark night of the soul. The tides are turning. Do not get sucked into the rip current and pulled out to sea. Keep swimming for shore. Find those allies who will swim with you, not against you, who won't grab onto you for support, pulling you under, or who will drown you to save themselves. And that's all I have from Lucifer today. I feel like there's going to be more to this because, I mean, even I was a half an hour ago, there was something else that from I'm still rewatching Lucifer, and yeah. So and the one quote was, I think, actually from that: "The darker the darkness, the brighter the light." I think that actually was a quote from it, but it fit in with that kind of thing. So that's sometimes how I get messages from spirits. Like I said, it's not always like I have to do some big, ceremonial summoning thing to get 3 pages of messages. So anyways, I just wanted to share that with you all. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. Be sure to follow us on social media. Sign up for e-newsletter. Algorithms suck. You know the spiel. Love you all.